And cameras are not cheap. I'm still saving for a camera. That's how expensive cameras are. Hi everyone, I'm Obosa. I'm a motherhood and lifestyle blogger and content creator right here in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I also have a blog page as well. I started my content creation and blogging in 2020. It was used as a creative outlet. I was going through a rough period during my postpartum after having my son, and it was my creative outlet, my happy place, and it grew into something much more. In terms of growing my following to 10,000, I started off on my Instagram with just 600 followers and slowly began to grow up in the thousands. And then one of my reels with my daughter went viral, and two of my other reels went semi-viral, and all of a sudden I went up to 10,000. I got a lot of mom followers, some young women, moms who love mommy content, love baby content. So yeah.
So when it comes to, this desire, because I mean, postpartum is something that is now becoming sort of mainstream because a few celebrities spoke about it. But how were you able to, first of all, identify what that was and then redirect that to this creative space?
So full transparency and honesty, what happened was before I had my first son, I had two miscarriages back to back just before I had him. He was the rainbow baby, a great blessing in our lives. But I guess because of the anxiety of losing two right before him, it caused a lot of anxiety for me. So in the postpartum period, I was so anxious about everything, and it started to affect my moods. And I realized that I was not myself at all. And I reached out to a therapist, a psychologist, and then she was like, "You're a doctor. You should know what you have." And I didn't have insight until I spoke to her and I realized, okay, this is what's going on with me. And she was able to work with me on things I can do to help. And one of them was writing. I love to write. So I began writing, writing my feelings, writing my experiences. And then I started following other mom bloggers online. And then a friend of mine told me, why don't you share your stuff as well? I started posting stuff on Instagram about my experiences, started writing long captions on Instagram. And then I created my own blog page and I started putting up blog posts. One of the first ones that went up was my postpartum experience. And then I realized, okay, people are listening, people are relating to my content. And then I started posting more and more on Instagram about my experiences, posting on my blog page. And yeah, it became a thing.
When it came to looking at other people doing it, who was your favorite blogger when you were researching it?
Wow. Some of my favorite motherhood bloggers and content creators on Instagram that I follow include Trisha White. She spoke a lot about her postpartum journey after she had her first child, and I resonated so much with her. And there was Alexis Christiana. She's very candid. She speaks a lot about her breastfeeding journey with her kids. Then there's Big Little Feelings, such great advice for moms. I learn a lot from that page, as well as Aseki B, Brit Fazilia, and One Fly Mama. Those are some of the motherhood bloggers and content creators that I follow. There are many of them, but these were some of the top ones that I follow.
How important do you think is to have that community of support for people to push you in uncomfortable spaces?
When I started posting a lot more, the comments, the messages in my DMs, where people were saying, "Thank you for sharing this because I'm going through the same thing and I feel like I have no one to talk to about it." oh, motherhood is difficult, but like none of my friends are mothers as well. So I'm unable, nobody's able to relate to my experiences as well. And that's what encouraged me and made me realize that I should stop being so hard on myself and stop being so negative towards myself. And I should push myself just like other my friends, my family are pushing me. My husband is very supportive, and I'm grateful for him every day. He's not one who's extroverted and like social media, but he is happy with what I'm doing and he's pushing me, he's supporting me, he's in the background, and I'm really happy about that. And one piece of advice I heard some weeks ago that resonated with me is that people could say negative things about you, but make sure that you're not the one repeating these negative things to yourself.
What is your biggest demographic in terms of gender, age, and location? Do you have that information?
Yes, I do. So I currently have 10,000 followers on my Instagram platform, and majority of them are from the USA and Trinidad and Tobago. About 93% of them are women. Yes, it's mostly women on my platform. And they are mostly in their 20s, in their 30s, a few in their 40s. And from engaging and interacting with some of my followers, most of my followers, I've noticed that they are either young moms or young wives or young women in general who love the motherhood content or the like the lifestyle aspect of my content, such as the skincare and the self-care, the travel when I do travel, or the fitness content when I'm on my fitness journey trying to lose the postpartum weight. So yeah.
Do you consider yourself, a space that could be competitive when it comes to the radio, television, and newspaper?
Social media has its pros and cons when it comes to newspaper and ads and Facebook. Being a content creator or an influencer, I don't consider myself an influencer, I consider myself a content creator. But being a content creator, influencer, you may not be able to reach the vast number of people as a newspaper or Facebook ad or television ad. However, you are able to reach a specific demographic on a personal level. I say that because a, a person who is hearing an ad will quicker become a consumer if someone that they have followed on social media and trust their opinion says, I have used this product and I love this product because of X, Y, and Z. I've used it for however much time. This is why I love it. This is how I use it. Someone seeing that will quicker become a consumer than hearing an ad on the newspaper or the TV saying, buy this because it's the best so and so, but it's coming directly from the brand. So, of course, they're going to say that it is the best whatever product. When it comes to a content creator or influencer saying that I love this product or whatever, or the service, you can comment and ask questions. You can go into their messages and DM them. Like a lot of my engagement is not actually not in my comments, it's in my DMs. I got a lot of DMs on a daily basis. I am talking to people daily in my DMs. And it becomes a two-way communication where they're able to ask questions, you're able to answer it, and it's on a more personal level that way.
So, as someone who can appreciate the value of, putting time and effort, well, first of all, have you done any brand deals or partnerships with companies?
Yes, I have. Um, when I initially started, I was doing free collaborations and gifted collaborations, but now that has changed. Now I am doing more paid collaborations because as time went on, I realized that creating content takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. It even takes finances to create these pieces of content. And so, yeah, I have done paid collaborations with brands.
So, I don't want you to break any NDAs. Just give us an idea of what is the biggest figure you've worked with. You don't have to tell us who the company is, but just for the purpose of people understanding that this is a viable industry, what is the biggest partnership you've ever had with a company?
So yeah, like you said, I can't disclose too much, but I will keep it as I could give an example. I have charged 1,000 US for a reel and 400 US for photos. I've had it depends. Let me say it like this. When it comes to charging a brand, it depends on the size of the brand, the location of the brand, the budget of the brand, the scope of work they're asking for, the deliverables, if the kids are going to be involved, because shooting with kids is a whole other ball game. If they are asking for usage rights, how long the usage rights are for, if they're asking for exclusivity and how long the exclusivity period is for. So all these factors come into play. So it affects how much is charged.
What say you to that business owner who doesn't value this content creation space?
I say that they're underestimating what it takes to create good value content. It takes a lot of time and energy and finances, like I said. It takes time to plan the content, some creative direction. It takes time to prepare, get the props, the location, the outfits, and just shooting the content alone takes hours. You may have to enlist the help of other people to help you shoot this content. It takes hours to edit the content, to post the content. It takes finances as well, in terms of you're going to have to put for good content. You can start off small, but for good content, eventually you're going to have to buy like ring lights and soft boxes, backdrop stands, microphones, cameras, or the latest phone with a really good camera, props, outfits. It takes so much to create good content in terms of money as well as time. I'm using my phone, which has a good camera. I got a good phone with a good camera. But yeah, it's expensive. The amount of money I've spent on lights and microphones and backdrops, etc. So it's not as easy as people think. It's not about like, oh, I can do this, just take out a phone and whatever. But no, when you're doing content creation, you want it to be at a certain level. It's just a lot of time preparing and actually executing the content. It takes money, it takes energy, especially if it's not someone who's doing it full time, but they have a full time job that's more than 40 hours a week. And then in their spare time, the time that it's supposed to use to sleep or anything else, they are using that time to plan, to schedule content, to create this content, to edit this content. It really bothers me when people underestimate what it takes.